Basically, it's always not me, it's them who trigger me. This is when you mature, when you become whole, solid person. You will lose friendships that you will blame on others. You stop relying on other people's opinions about you, your life. I've got a crazy personal story. I turned 30, I forgot to mature. After watching this video, let me know how you feel about this content. I personally love it. I am excited about it. It's very fascinating, but I need to know whether or not we are on the same page. We can adjust the pages as we go to fit each other better, so don't be afraid to share your own opinion. I need your opinion.
Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you not care? Would you like to learn more?
In comments, please. Warning, I hadn't researched on this topic because I really wanted to use my own opinion without accidentally borrowing other people's thoughts. So if you do have a more in-depth knowledge on this subject, you are very, very, very encouraged to leave your comment down below and share with all of us. Do people even think about this subject? In my previous video, I received a comment that made me want to stop and have a deep chat with that person. I too had that question once. I thought to myself, this must be interesting for other people as well. Everyone on this planet has a dark side. Not everyone knows that. You shouldn't be afraid of your dark side, but befriend it. Whether or not you are a very good person and you strive to be the most noble, nice, and bright in everyday life, you too have a dark side, and you better get to know it as quickly as possible. In this video, dark side is something we have little to no control over that does bring us destruction when we are not aware of it. That is, of course, until we embrace it. Dark side is our weakness as much as it is our strength. Dark side will aid you in achieving big things in life, but dark side will always cause you internal discomfort and disbalance every time you resort to it without recognizing it. We eventually do get used to living without discomfort and stop acknowledging it and just move forward in life. Nonetheless, it keeps destroying the person from within. That in time results in full destruction of relationships, full dissatisfaction of life, disharmony, disbalance. But in best case scenario, it leads to catharsis that will lead to self-reevaluation, self-reflection, and further changes, growth, and progress. That is when you recognize something within me is not in balance. There is no perfect balance, but you need to recognize there should be some kind of balance. The fact itself that you ask yourself, what is my dark side and what do I do about it, talks about your growth already. Knowing your dark side stops you from first lying to yourself, then lying to others around you who you coexist with. People who trigger you, who constantly, endlessly offend you, and bad situations that just somehow keep happening to you, they all start making sense. Revealing your dark side to yourself is the beginning of stopping your endless tears, anxieties, worries, confusions, unanswered questions, bad people in your life, lack of luck, whatever it is we usually blame it on. When you start understanding yourself, others around you, no matter how messed up or great, they all start making sense, and you become stronger in relationships, and the life becomes easier to live, and you come to a realization that life is different with different days, seasons, moments, circumstances, and a bunch of lessons in the form of challenges that you are excited to embrace, accept, and grow. If you can be brutally honest with yourself, you will befriend yourself, which includes both dark and bright side, and you will become whole. This is when you mature. Maturity is when you become whole, solid person. What happens when you become whole? You stop relying on other people's opinions about you, your life, decisions you make in life. You stop looking for answers from others around you, and instead you start self-dialogue. You ask questions, you answer honestly to those questions, you self-reflect, and you come to your own conclusions without doubting yourself. Basically, you start self-discovery, if you want to call it that. Am I explaining it good? I'm trying very hard for you to get it and break it up into steps, because this is very simple. You just have to internalize it. I am trying to not include any extra information over here. Every single sentence means something in this video. Pay attention. I feel like a professor in college. Pay attention. Take notes.
Okay, I get it. We all have a dark side, and it takes over me and ruins my life if I don't embrace it. I'm a good person overall, and I don't hurt anyone intentionally. Do I have a dark side?
Yes, you do. Dark sides are called dark for a reason. No one is proud of their dark side, and it is shameful. Initial response is to push back and say,
No, I don't do this.
or,
Well, I only do it as a response to ugly souled people.
well, basically, it's always not me, it's them who trigger me. Being honest with yourself is the hardest part in this entire process. Very few people are brave enough to be honest with themselves. Being honest with other people, when you're honest with yourself, is easy. Piece of cake, because you already stand the grounds, you already own it. Being honest with yourself is the toughest thing. I mean, of course, you see someone do something that makes you cringe or be repulsed by. Obviously, none of us want to admit that we also do this, but we just refuse to acknowledge it. And if it happens so that we do admit it, we usually have a very solid reason why we acted that certain dark way. And that reason, in our eyes, of course, excuses us. And we keep rejecting the darkness within. That's part of us. Yes, he or she, they did hurt you. Acted absolutely horrible, unfair. But your response to it wasn't noble either. If he in fact was a bad guy, you are also a bad guy if your response to those actions weren't noble or right. Resorting to your good side when you are being mistreated doesn't mean you become a weak person who allows everyone to trample you. On the contrary, you learn to discern darkness and separate from it as quickly as possible by resorting to the good side. In the meantime, acknowledging that your dark side may very well take over the situation, but you consciously choose the bright side that will strengthen you in the long run.
Okay, all this stuff. Why do I need to acknowledge my dark side? Like, why can't I just live and be a good citizen?
When acknowledging your dark side, you grab it by the throat and say, I know you're in here. I am aware of you. I am ready to face you anytime you decide to make a move, and I have an antidote against you now. You are no longer an unexpected emotion that I can't stand against. I know you by the face, and I know how to deal with you now. You can stay here since you are a part of me, but you are targeted. I rule over you now, not you over me. This entire self-dialogue is extremely powerful. This is similar to when you face your biggest phobias and take them by the throat. It stops controlling you, and in turn, you gain the power to manipulate your dark side as you desire, and it starts working as an assistant to you, not the other way around. This isn't easy, and it's a very difficult process in all possible ways. Building muscle is easy in theory, but difficult in the process. It takes time, mindfulness, dedication, strength. It builds willpower. People often say they can't work out because they don't have willpower without even recognizing the fact that working out consistently is the act that builds your willpower, because willpower comes from hard work. We are all born with enough strength to survive, but to perfect our ways, we really need to put extra effort, and this is when building that willpower comes in handy. Same thing with taking over your darkness. Difficult process, very possible, takes effort, takes mindfulness, time, practice, strength within, will make you stronger, will make your relationships better, will make it clearer for you what is going on in this life, why and how it's all connected. Extremely important, befriending yourself, making yourself whole. This is when you're maturing. It's not when you turn 30, 40, 50. When you become whole is when you're mature. If you do not want to go through this process, if you're fine, this whole topic sounds blown out of proportion, well, you will be fine living without acknowledging your dark side for a while. You will face challenges that will make you a victim. You will lose friendships that you will blame on others. You will settle for a job that you hate, and again, take comfort in being a victim. You will hate your relatives and your community because they are just so empty-headed. You will keep going over same scenarios in your life without understanding why this keeps happening over and over and over with you. You eventually will find yourself lonely, disgusted with yourself, and hopeless. So do not wait until that happens to you. This may happen sooner or later, but this is inevitable. This is how it will end if you don't embrace your whole self. Stop trying to secure a position in life by the thin air and try to fit in. Start investing in yourself. Start growing. Start maturing. Start taking responsibility for all of you, bright and dark. This is the beginning to a further growth. We will cover steps and my personal story in the next video. Leave your comments, thoughts, discussions on this topic. Perhaps you already know your dark side. You can share it if you're brave enough. Do not share if you haven't befriended it yet. You will not be able to take the full responsibility and it will crush you. Only share when you know you've accepted it and embraced it, because only then your dark side becomes your strength. Thank you so much to the person who left that comment. I really appreciate you being a thinking viewer. Comment, like, share, subscribe. This is how you can help my channel. I will see all of you and even more in my next video. Bye everyone.